Hi everybody and welcome to Kevin's Upfront Opinion. So today I thought I'd speak about Trump's tariffs, the ones that he announced last night, yesterday. And the only reason I thought I'd speak about it is because I have a friend who spoke to me about it and asked me for my opinion on it. Now the first thing I'm going to say, I'm not an economist, okay, and like anybody I can be wrong. Right more often than economists are nowadays. Okay, so I thought I'd come out with my own personal opinion. Okay, and the first thing I thought I'd look at is Donald Trump wrong for doing this? So if you take into account everything he says, okay, that other countries around the world that on a regular basis have put tariffs on goods coming from America to their country and kept on jacking them up, is he wrong for then doing it to them? And I would say no, he's not. So if he's correct with that statement, I would say he's correct for doing it, because it's no different to the old saying goes, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay, so that's the first thing you've got to take a look at. So if all these countries have done this, do I blame them? No, I don't. Now, the other flip side of the coin is he right to then take these countries on and then whack massive tariffs on countries around the world? And then it's a complicated one, because there's two sides to the story. Because one thing you're going to do is affect the economies in those particular countries. And you've got to remember, America is the biggest economy in the world. Okay, it's not the richest country, like he likes to say, and the most powerful. I wouldn't even say they're the most powerful. So is he right for doing it? Now, the way I look at it is, one, he's going to affect the economies in those particular countries. So if you take, for instance, the UK, slaps 10% tariff on anything that's coming from the UK that's going to go to America. So I would like to say he's wrong for doing it, because I know it's going to affect business. Fundamentally, it's going to affect business. And for those of you that don't know how this basically works, I had to go through this with somebody last night because it didn't understand. So, if, for instance, a company, okay, wants to go and sell a product and provide a product in America, okay, that's fine, that's no problem, okay. But as soon as it hits America and customs in America are going to charge a levy. You can call it a tax, you can call it whatever you like. It is a tax at the end of the day of 10%. So what's the company in the UK going to do? So if they're charging, let's say, for instance, £100 for the product to the company in America, what are they going to do as of today? They're going to put an extra 10% on that product. Okay, so instead of charging the company in America £100 for it, they're going to charge them £110. Okay, and then what's the company in America going to do? They're going to put that 10% on. So for their product. So let's say, for instance, I don't know, they're charging £200. We'll do it in pounds rather than dollars. Okay, so if they're going to charge £200, they're going to put an extra 10% at least onto that product. So instead of the customer in America paying £200, they're going to now pay £220. So the only person that's going to really be hurt in this is the general public in America. Because now they're going to have every country in the world whacking their prices up. And unfortunately for Donald Trump, and I understand how Donald Trump works, Donald Trump is nothing but a nationalist. That's what he is. You know, everybody says, oh, Donald Trump loves the UK because his ancestry comes from the British Isles. He may love the United Kingdom, but the one thing Donald Trump loves the most is America and the American people, because it's the American people that pay his wages at the end of the day. And it's the American people that keep his businesses running at the end of the day. So the people that Donald Trump is truly going to look after and care about is the American people. But the fundamental problem for Donald Trump is this. All these products he relies on, America can't supply them all. If you take, for instance, the dairy industry, he relies on Canada providing milk. Okay, which is why when he put the tariffs on Canada, increased the tariffs, and previous, is it Prime Minister or President, whatever he was, okay, he put an exception on them. Which is why when you look at the automobile industry, and this is why I don't actually buy into it, is he actually really going to put 25% tariff on? I don't actually believe he will keep a 25% tariff on them. He may well do. But if you look at the American industry, what are the two biggest growing things in America? One, electric cars. Do they rely on the UK for electric cars? No, because Tesla's in America. Now, there are cars being manufactured in the UK. You know, Nissan is a classic example. Lotus. In Norwich, I only mention Nissan because obviously they're up in the north east. I think it's in Sunderland. So the reality is there going to be an effect on British business? Yeah, there will be, because cars will end up going up in price. But if you look at America, the way that they buy cars, they either go for muscle cars as a general rule, or they're going for electric cars in the way of Tesla. Do we actually manufacture muscle cars? I'm not saying there isn't a market out of the UK for vehicles. I don't believe into this figure. Was it 25,000 or was it 250,000, whichever one it was, okay, of jobs that would be lost in the automobile industry? I don't buy into it for a single second. To me, that's scaremongering, because you don't know. And this is the problem with politicians nowadays. They're bloody good at scaremongering. Now, the only person that I think's got any sense is anybody that says the UK do not go and try and do the same thing to America, because there's a bigger world than just America. Because as they said to do with Brexit, and I didn't vote for Brexit. I didn't vote to remain. I voted for Brexit. What am I on about? I must be on drugs or something today. To be honest, I don't touch drugs. I've been up the allotment all morning. Okay, so the reality is our biggest market is Europe. It's not America. And for all those people that voted for Brexit and thinking, oh, America's going to save us, they're not going to save us. Stop thinking about America being the all-in-butt and the going to save us and make us this wonderful country. They're not. What is Europe and all the countries that we fundamentally work with, the likes of Canada that are part of the Commonwealth, the likes of Australia. These are the countries that we should be concentrating on. Nothing wrong with getting a trade deal with America. It'd be a good thing if we could get a decent trade deal. But stop putting all your eggs in one basket thinking Donald Trump is going to be our saviour. He's not, because he does not give a damn about America or any other country in the world. Donald Trump will come so unstuck on this. It is unbelievable, because other countries are going to retaliate. The UK should not be one of them countries that retaliates, because this potentially is going to go bad. The safest thing he can do, Keir Starmer, and I know he ain't got a single shred of intelligence in his entire body, is just back off and stay away from it. I'm trying to think of the right wording. Try and build some kind of thing where maybe you can actually get him to make whatever we, I don't know what we sell the most of to the UK, to America, and try and do what Canada did. Where, for instance, they made an exception for milk. Whatever those products may be for the UK, maybe if we can come up with some negotiations to have an exception for that, I think that would be a result. But I don't think this is going to be as bad as they're actually trying to make it out to be. And I think the government need to stop doing the scaremongering at the end of the day, because tariffs have been going on for years at the end of the day, and it's as simple as that. So anybody with any views or comments, do let us know. If you think Donald Trump's right for doing this, let us know in the comments down below. Or if you think he's an absolute and complete numpty and complete moron, let us know as well. I'll be interested in those people as well. But for now, thanks for watching, and if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe as well. I would appreciate it as well, because we are currently trying to get up to 500 subscribers. We're not far off at the moment, but I'll speak to you again a bit later.